is not as bad as it seemed to you. It's really not that bad. Oh, I am this. I am. Come on here. Let me help us. Let me help you identify. Let me help you re-identify yourself. You are the righteousness of God. And all that God is, I am. Are you with me? God is not sick. I am not. God is not poor. I am not. Are anybody with me? God is not without. Neither am I.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, so I operate under those principles of God. Yeah, because if you listen to mankind, and if you are not anchored in the Word, you would allow mankind to pull you out of where you are into where they are. And where they are is not where they want to be. And the reason why they want to pull you there because they are miserable where they are. Are you with me, somebody? So you got to know, David said, he that dwells in the secret place of the Lord. I want you to remember, there is a place in God. The storm can come, the rain may fall, difficult times can come, but there is a place in God you can go through without feeling the heat from the enemy. I want you to God will shield you. He will wrap you up. He will say, oh, come on there, somebody. All right, go. Take your volume down there for me. Take the volume down. Glory. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God will wrap you up in some stuff, and stuff will fly all over you. You won't even feel it. My mom and my dad went on to be with the Lord, and I'll tell you, during the homegoing service, I never felt the effects from it.
My God.
Right.
Amen.
Go ahead.
Glory to God. That's right.
Oh yes, I heard and I cried, but I never felt the effect. In other words, the normal pain that people would feel, God raised me above that. And when folks feel like they didn't want to live again, they just want to just fall out, God took me above all of that. Are you with me? There are some things that you deal with in life. I want you to know that God will raise you above it, and you will never feel the effect from it. Oh, come on here. God knows how to preserve you. He knows how to take care of you. He knows how much you can bear. Yes, sir. Folks trying to comfort you and tell you practically everything you already know, but that doesn't cut it. So you got to rely on Jesus and let him see you through. I'm here to tell you, God will see you through. That's why we don't do second chances here.
Right.
Cut off a long time ago. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Got some news in the community about a young lady that went on to be with the Lord. I said, young lady too. Bless God.
Yes.
Bless God. And look how blessed you are. Look how blessed I am. If nothing else, we have life. Stop crying about things that's not going well, and you're upset about this, and you don't have this, and don't know how that is. Listen, that young lady cannot answer to none of these things. When there is life, there is hope. I don't care what it looks like, there is still hope. The stock market could be messing up. Come on, but there's still hope. Obama plan, healthcare plan might fail, but there is still hope. You might get laid off at your job, but there is still hope. You may have more bills than money, but there is still hope. You might have a bad report from the doctor, but there are y'all with me, somebody? There is still hope in a hopeless situation. Mama might walk out on you, spouse walk out on you, children cuss you out, but there is still hope for you. Don't you give up on God because he won't. Yes. I'm excited. Clap your hands once again for Pastor Ezekiel Wright. I'm so excited. Right quickly, so y'all can go home and watch those Denver Broncos take this championship tonight. Yes, sir. Y'all look at me like that. Y'all controversial. Y'all contradicting. Like my boy's not going to do it. All right. They put the glasses on there. I'd like to see something different. I still see the same thing. Denver Broncos. Yes, sir. All right. I'll have fried chicken and Coca-Cola Mountain Dew.
All right.
Back in the old days, you couldn't drink Coca-Cola. apostolic movement called it scrum drink.
That's right.
They drink Pepsi Cola. Call it scrum drink. Yeah. Even back then, you couldn't even watch the Super Bowl. It was too much off the world. Yeah, so I free y'all today. Watch the Super Bowl. Do your chicken wings. Do your Mountain Dew. Do your Coca-Cola. Do your Pepsi Cola. Do your root beer. You can do beers, but be sure it has a root in the front of it.
All right. That's right.
Do your wine, but be sure it has non-alcohol. I just free y'all and have that sign. I want to share a few things with you briefly. And I can push on to say I have received from the Lord already on this day. Prophetess, I often say I deal with you in a twofold nature, spiritually and biologically. But you could have just gone. Amen. You could just go right on. You know, that would have been fine. I received right there from the Lord. So profound. Because when I didn't want myself, when I didn't want to be caught, God looked beyond what I wanted, and He gave me what I needed. Anybody else? Can I help some of y'all real folks? No, because you just didn't want to be saved. No, you just are you with me? You just didn't walk up one morning and get an attitude that, okay, I'm saved, I want to be saved. No, you just didn't have that. Something had to transpire in your life. And most of us, that's why I was talking, Dr. Wright was talking to a young man the other day, was talking about how preachers sometimes can look at life and think that they are above and beyond everybody else. They're more righteous than thou, more righteous than everybody else. And I said to them, you know, Jesus never called nobody with an assignment who was right.
Talk about that. Yes.
Everybody He called and placed an assignment on their life was jacked up. Come on, are you with me? Yes, sir. But He called them and put them in a place, prayerfully, the church would prayerfully, that they would have enough sense to get some of that jack out of their life. Come on.
Yes.
No. See, sometimes we feel like we qualified for this position. No, you cannot qualify yourself for an office in the kingdom. It's just the mercy and the grace of God. Y'all with me? Because if you could qualify yourself, this thing would be about works and not by grace. Are you with me? You were not saved by works. You were not positioned by it. It is the grace of God. I heard Apostle Paul say, it is the grace of God I am that I am. So whatever I am, it is because of the grace of God.
Yes.
Oh my God. I send y'all some already? On the road. Second Corinthians. My God. All right. Bless God for you. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 4. I want to push just a few things. And I heard Dr. Wright said this some time ago about television ministry. But sometimes on Sunday morning, I'm watching television ministry, and I watch the difference of administration, and like all of them administer different. And you got to be so careful, because if you're not careful, sometimes you will try to pattern yourself how one do a thing.
Amen.
So you got to understand that's one spirit you cannot just grasp and try to get it to fit in. You got to understand who you're dealing with and work in that atmosphere.
Yes.
And I said, Lord, thank you for that divine revelation. Because some get there and they walk and they take the time and slowly teach. Others get right there and downright preaching, and some get exalting. So then you got to push all of that some and goes aside and do what you need to do. Is daughter all right? She's all right? Amen. Be blessed, daughter. Amen. Blessing of God on your life.
Amen.
All right. All is well.
Amen.
All right. Bless God. She's with Charlie, y'all.
Amen. Yes.
Yes, sir. She has been faithful. I think from the time of her expectancy, I think this is the first Sunday that she did not participate in our conducting our praise and worship.